Well, good morning. You're watching the Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha television. My name is Aishwarya Kapoor and these are the headlines. On International Yoga Day, Prime Minister Modi leads over 35,000 Ranchi residents in performing asanas, urges them to find harmony in life by making yoga part of their daily routine. President Ramnath Kovind takes part in Yoga Day event at Rashtrapati Bhavan, underscores need to make yoga a part of lifestyle. Vice President Naidu proposes inclusion of yoga in school curriculum. Lok Sabha Speaker, MPs perform yoga at Parliament House complex. Fresh bill to make instant triple talaq illegal to be introduced in Lok Sabha today. Bill to replace ordinance issued in February. Homeopathy Central Council Amendment Bill 2019 will also be introduced. In Rajya Sabha, private members' business on the agenda. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman to chair her first GST Council meet today to consider slashing GST rates on electric vehicles from 12% to 5%, extending the tenure of National Anti-Profiteering Authority till November 2020. And David Warner's explosive 166-run knock needs Australia to 48-run victory against Bangladesh, becomes the first batsman in the World Cup history to hit 250-plus scores. In Leeds, hosts England to take on Sri Lanka today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi led the 5th International Yoga Day celebrations at Ranchi a short while ago. Over 35,000 people participated in this main event that was held at the Prabhat Tara ground in Ranchi. The theme for this year's Yoga Day is Yoga for Heart Care. Now, speaking at the event, the Prime Minister urged people to embrace yoga and make it a part of their daily lifestyle for better health and well-being. He also coined a motto to make yoga one for peace, harmony and progress.
I urge you all to embrace yoga and make it an integral part of your daily routine. Yoga is ancient and modern. It is constant and evolving. For centuries, the essence of yoga has remained the same. Healthy body, stable mind, spirit of oneness. Yoga also furthers unity among people and in our society. This can heal several challenges that our world faces. Friends, peace, harmony have always been associated with yoga. On the occasion of the 5th International Yoga Day, let our motto be Yoga for Peace, Harmony and Progress.
And at the yoga event organized at the Rashtrapati Bhavan, President Ramnath Kovind urged everyone to embrace yoga for better health.
यह योग को हमारे जीवन का अभिन्न अंग बनाने का तरीका है। इस तरह के आयोजनों के माध्यम से मानसिक और शारीरिक स्वास्थ्य बेहतर करने के लिए योग को समाज के हर स्तर के लोगों में तथा भिन्न भिन्न आयु समूहों में लोकप्रिय बनाया जा सकता है। आप सभी से मैं ये आग्रह करूंगा कि योग अभ्यास को अपने जीवन का अभिन्न अंग बनाएं। इससे आपको स्वस्थ जीवन जीने की मानसिक और शारीरिक शक्ति प्राप्त होगी। मैं आप सभी के स्वस्थ जीवन की कामना करता हूँ।
And Vice President Venkaiah Naidu at an event at the Red Fort said that yoga is a holistic discipline for healthy state of mind and body. He added that Yoga Day celebrations at the international level is a matter of great pride for India.
It is a holistic discipline which leads to a healthy state of mind, robust body and complete well-being of an individual. Yoga also means union of spirit and matter, thought and action, man and nature. A true yogi develops harmonious relationship with the self, others and the environment that form foundation of healthy societies and a healthy planet. Yoga is a way of life that entitles simplicity, honesty, compassion and respect for all creatures and natures. It is a lifestyle based on non-violence at every level in thought, feelings, words and action. Yoga advocates to the extent that we reduce the external paraphernalia in our life and even clear away the clutter of our mind, the more we will be able to concentrate, we find inner peace.
And Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla and several MPs participated in a Yoga Day event organized in the Parliament House complex.
आज अंतर्राष्ट्रीय योग दिवस पर संपूर्ण देशवासियों को बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं, बहुत बहुत बधाई। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के प्रयासों से आज पूरे देश में, पूरे विश्व में अंतर्राष्ट्रीय योग दिवस मनाया है। शरीर को स्वस्थ रखना है तो योग की प्रयास, सूक्ष्म व्यायाम जरूरी है और मुझे आशा है कि आज संपूर्ण देश ने, पूरा विश्व अंतर्राष्ट्रीय योग पर नियमित रूप से रोजाना, केवल आज नहीं, नियमित रूप से योग, सूक्ष्म व्यायाम करेगा ताकि हर व्यक्ति स्वस्थ रहे।
And Yoga Day events were held across the country as well, with union ministers leading the celebrations at many places. Home Minister Amit Shah participated in a yoga event at Rohtak in Haryana. And State Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar also took part in the event. Road Transport and Highways Minister Nitin Gadkari led people in Nagpur in performing asanas. And Defence Minister Rajnath Singh attended an early morning yoga session at Rajpath in Delhi along with New Delhi lawmaker Meenakshi Lekhi and a large number of people. The Delhi BJP is hosting around 300 yoga sessions across the capital, in which about 10 lakh people are going to participate. All right, our colleagues Mohammad Fateh Tipu and Aruna Thakur are joining us from the ground. Mohammad Fateh Tipu is joining us from Ranchi and Aruna Thakur is joining us from Red Fort. Coming to you first, Mohammad Fateh Tipu, of course, PM Modi ringing in the 5th International Yoga Day through mega celebration that we saw in Ranchi. And a message very, very clear. He also gave a motto that how yoga was so important for the peace, progress and harmony of the country.
Absolutely, a mega comprehensive event has been successfully over here in the land of Ranchi. The moment PM has come over here, and we have seen the people. They were very enthusiastic to have a glimpse and the look of the Prime Minister PM Modi. And while speaking to the yoga performers over here in the Ranchi, PM Modi has clearly pointed out, clearly mentioned the advantage of the yoga, how yoga is the important and useful for the entire humanity, for the entire human life. So this was very successful event. And while speaking to the yoga performers, PM Modi has this particular thing pointed out why he has chosen the 5th international yoga event in the Ranchi, because the Jharkhand based on the forest land, and because of this particular thing the Jharkhand people is more closer and more near to the nature. And secondly, he has pointed out the flagship health scheme has been launched. He was talking about the Ayushman Bharat Yojana has been launched from the land of the Ranchi. So he has deliberately chosen the Ranchi to spread the message of the yoga performance. And in this Prabhat Tara ground, there has been a 40,000 yoga performers has been participated and performed yoga along with the PM Modi. It was really historical. People were very enthusiastic to have a look of the PM Modi. And internationally, since the India has introduced international platform through the people are coming out from the different section of the society to perform yoga. PM Modi clearly pointed out that the poor people, because the disease normally captured the poor people, so how they could get rid of all the disease, people must have they adopt the yoga. And unless until we have if you really want to get the achieve the mission vision of the new India, we must have the healthy India.
Absolutely,
over to you.
Absolutely. And celebrations panning across the country as well, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. Let's now go across to Aruna. Aruna, of course, the event also enjoys a global outreach, considering the fact that it is not just the country, but the entire world is celebrating International Yoga Day ever since, the United Nations recognized the day. And this was also pointed out by the Vice President as well. He said how important it is, that how significant, a matter of great pride it is for India that the entire world is celebrating the event.
Yes, of course, Aishwarya. He pointed out that it is not that it is a great pride for India that yoga is now celebrated in international platform. And you can see through the visuals which you have received from 7 o'clock that around 35 to 40,000 in just in this Red Fort area joined this event, great mega event. And I'm literally joined by a sister BK Sapna ma'am, and she will tell us, ma'am, how internationally this mega event are influenced.
Yeah, first of all, I would like to congratulate the nation for the 5th International Day of Yoga, and Yoga for Harmony and Peace and Yoga for Wellness. And I'm also thankful to our Honorable Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi ji, for his initiative in giving recognition worldwide by International Day of Yoga. And secondly, I would also like to thank the Vice President of India today. He was the chief guest in today's program, and his speech was enormous. It was amazing how he elaborated yoga is not only for the body, but it is also for the mind, for the health of the body and mind. And he requested the youth especially that they should take care of his body and the soul and the mind through meditation and yoga.
Yes.
So Brahma Kumaris, being an international organization spread in 137 countries, so we are celebrating International Day of Yoga worldwide in 137 countries.
Indeed, a matter of great pride, Aruna, that the event is celebrated across the world, and Union Ministers Amit Shah, Rajnath Singh and others are participating in events across the country. The parliamentarians also did yoga asanas in the morning at Parliament Complex, and Navy personnel, are also performing yoga on submarine INS Sindhu Dhwaj. So those are great events are happening across the country. Thank you so much, Aruna and Tipu, for all those updates there. And now Parliament news. A fresh bill to ban the practice of instant triple talaq will be introduced in Lok Sabha today. The Muslim Women Protection of Rights on Marriage Bill 2019, aimed to protect the rights of married Muslim women, will be introduced by Union Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad today. Now, the previous bill pending in the Rajya Sabha had lapsed with the dissolution of the 16th Lok Sabha last month, and the bill will replace an ordinance that was issued in February by the previous NDA government. Also, the Homeopathy Central Council Amendment Bill 2019 will also be introduced in the lower house today by Ayush Minister Shripad Yeso Naik. The bill seeks to extend the period for reconstitution of the Central Council of Homeopathy from the existing period of 1 year to 2 years in order to extend the tenure of the Board of Governors for the further period of 1 year. And private members' bill will also be taken up in Parliament today. Now, these include the Sabrimala Sridharma Satha Temple Special Provisions Bill 2019, aimed to provide for maintaining status quo on religious practices of the Sabrimala Temple. Prohibition and Eradication of Ragging Bill 2019 to prohibit and eradicate ragging in educational institutions, and also the Right of Children to Free and Compulsory Education Amendment Bill 2019 to further amend the Right of Children to Free and Compulsory Education Act of 2009 in Lok Sabha. And some private members' bills will also be introduced in the Rajya Sabha today. These include the Employment Bill 2018 to provide employment for means and resources for self-employment to at least one adult member of every family, and that bill will be introduced by Congress MP Dr. T. Subbarami Reddy. The Protection of Farmers Families Bill 2018 aimed to provide for the protection of families of farmers by the state who have lost their lives by extending welfare measures and financial assistance to the families, and the bill will be introduced by Rajkumar Dhoot of the Shiv Sena. Also, the Food Waste Reduction Bill 2018 will be introduced by BJP MP Mahesh Poddar. Now, the bill is aimed at empowering and mobilizing food producers, processors and distributors to curb food wastage. All right, let's get all the updates. Kriti Mishra is joining us live from Parliament. A very good morning, Kriti. Kriti, of course, after that, yesterday's President's address to joint sitting of both houses, of course, officially today, the Parliament kicks off, the budget session kicks off, and the most important will be the bill to ban the practice of instant triple talaq that will be introduced in Lok Sabha today.
Well, absolutely, Aishwarya. All eyes would be in Lok Sabha, where the anti-triple talaq would be introduced by the government. Remember, after the dissolution of 16th Lok Sabha, this bill had lapsed. The bills that are introduced in the Rajya Sabha and pending in the Rajya Sabha do not get lapsed after the dissolution of Lok Sabha. However, the bills passed by the Lok Sabha and pending in the Rajya Sabha, they do get lapsed. The government had promulgated ordinance in September 2018 as well as February 2019 as well, when the bill was passed by the Lok Sabha, but it was scuttled in the Rajya Sabha, wherein some opposition parties, including the Congress, expressed apprehensions over the stringent provision, including the jail term for the husband. Remember, the government had also brought in amendments and introduced bail provision as well. The government has always ensured and has always asserted that it is committed to providing justice and equality to Muslim women. This practice was also struck down by the Supreme Court. Now all eyes would be in the Lok Sabha, where this bill would be introduced today.
Absolutely. And being Friday today, of course, there will be private members' legislations also. Thank you so much, Kriti, for all those updates there from Parliament. And after President Ramnath Kovind's joint address to both houses of Parliament, the 249th session of Rajya Sabha commenced on Thursday. Prime Minister Narendra Modi introduced his Council of Ministers in the Rajya Sabha on the first day of the budget session. Here are all the details.
The 249th session of Rajya Sabha started on Thursday. In the first session after the 2019 general elections, Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu informed the members that Thawar Chand Gehlot will be the leader of the House.
That Sri Thawar Chand Gehlot, Minister of Social Justice and Empowerment, has been nominated as the leader of the House in Rajya Sabha by the Honorable Prime Minister.
According to tradition, he also introduced Prime Minister Narendra Modi to the House and asked him to introduce his new Council of Ministers to the Rajya Sabha.
माननीय अध्यक्ष महोदय, मैं आपकी अनुमति से आपसे और आपके माध्यम से इस सम्मानित सदस्य अपने मंत्रिपरिषद के सहयोगियों का परिचय कराना चाहता हूं.
Prime Minister Modi read out names and portfolios of ministers. It's a customary practice to introduce the Council of Ministers after a new government takes over or if there is a reshuffle of the Union Cabinet.
श्री नितिन जयराम गडकरी, सड़क परिवहन और राजमार्ग मंत्री और माइक्रो स्मॉल एंड मीडियम एंटरप्राइज मंत्री, श्री डीवी सदानंद गौड़ा, केमिकल्स एंड फर्टिलाइजर मंत्री, श्रीमती निर्मला सीतारमण, वित्त मंत्री और कॉर्पोरेट कार्य मंत्री।
Besides Prime Minister, the Council of Ministers has 57 members, 24 cabinet, 9 ministers of state and 24 minister of states with independent charge. Kriti Mishra, Rajya Sabha TV.
महिला और बाल
On to some other news now. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman will chair her first GST Council meeting today. In its 35th meeting, the Council will consider slashing of the GST rates on electric vehicles to 5% from the current 12%. The GST Council is also likely to discuss the extension of the tenure of the National Anti-Profiteering Authority by a year till November 2020. The agenda of the meeting also includes the interaction of a GST e-way bill system with NHAI's fast tag mechanism, and the Council will also deliberate on a setting up of a single point sanctioning and processing GST refund system and a mechanism for business to issue e-invoices. Now, rural development has received undivided attention by the Modi government. The allocation for rural development has increased through the consecutive budgets presented by the government during its 5-year term from 2014. Now, the Union Budget 2019-20 is expected to keep the primary focus towards enhancing of the rural economy and infrastructure. Kriti Mishra brings us this report.
After the Defence Ministry, it's only the Rural Development Ministry whose share in budgetary support has been increasing. The budget for the Rural Development Ministry for 2019-20 stands at 1,17,647 crore rupees. That's an increase of 5,244 crore rupees over the revised estimates of 2018-19. The National Rural Livelihood Mission had a 56% hike in funds, the highest among all rural schemes in the interim budget. Allocation for Manrega was also increased 9% to 60,000 rupees for 2019-20. Under the Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, construction of rural roads has been trebled. Pakka roads have connected 15.8 lakh out of 17.84 lakh habitations. Budget 2019 is expected to focus on the rural economy as part of the government's larger plan to transform the rural sector. Experts are demanding introduction of technology-intensive processes in the non-farm sector and treating solar energy as third crop to augment income of rural India.
Solar is a big piece of where the rural economy can grow. A lot of us have asked for solar being treated as the third crop, subsidizing the usage of solar panels in for farmers, looking at also giving solar pumps like the Chhattisgarh state has done very successfully to farmers where irrigation is a challenge.
The restructured Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin that targets housing for all by 2022 is also expected to get the Finance Minister's attention. 2.95 crore houses are expected to be built by 2022. As many as 1.07 crore rural houses have been completed in the last 4 years.
The people in the rural area will get to work to build these houses. They will be involved in making these houses. So there is a vibration in the rural area also in terms of the economy, because the money will go to their hand. जो काम करेंगे उनको भी मिलेगा. Those who are going to stay, they will be benefiting. Those who are supplying the goods, because most of the time logistics play a major role.
For a stronger economy, India's rural economy needs to grow. And in the second term of the Modi government, efforts to improve the rural sector are expected to witness greater momentum. Kriti Mishra, Rajya Sabha TV.
At least 44 people were killed and 35 others were severely injured when a bus fell into a deep drain in Kullu district of Himachal Pradesh on Thursday. The private bus fell into an over 300 feet deep nala near the Dhodmor in Banjar Tehsil of the district. The bus was on its way to Gada Gushani. And in a Twitter message, Vice President Venkaiah Naidu expressed condolences to the bereaved families and wished the injured a speedy recovery. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also expressed grief at the mishap and said that the Himachal Pradesh government is providing all possible assistance that is required. And now ICC Cricket World Cup news. David Warner's blistering 166-run innings led Australia to beat Bangladesh by 48 runs yesterday. And with this knock, David Warner is now the first batsman in the World Cup history to hit 250-plus scores. Australia made a mammoth 381 for 5, their second highest score in the World Cup. Skipper Aaron Finch scored 53, while Usman Khawaja fell 11 short of a century. And the victory has led Australia closer to securing a semi-final berth. In reply, Bangladesh ended up with 333 for 8 in their stipulated 50 overs with the help of Mushfiqur Rahman's 102 not out and Mahmudullah's 69 runs. And talking about today's match, well, today England will take on Sri Lanka in Leeds. The match will be played at 3 p.m. And with that, we wrap up this edition of Breakfast News. Thanks for watching.